Good morning, y'all. How are you doing this morning? It's almost 11 o'clock, so it's almost lunchtime. Sister Ruby, I've been praying for you, honey, and I've been meaning to ask you, who's your person who you have right now during this time who are able to 100% make you the full focus at this time? Do you have that person who can take you out of the environment for a little while, and even if it's going to a park, um, to sit down and have a sandwich, or go to the park and walk, or just sit in the car. Some people are car people, they just want to sit in the car and have this conversation, or for them to 100% center you. And I was just reminded while I was talking to share this particular experience and testimony with you, and maybe it will help the cousin. I have a massive family, Ruby. The cousin who's like a sister to my mom, her mom, the Lord just led her to move to Savannah. So when we were stationed in Savannah, somehow she ended up living in Savannah at the same time. And we had this amazing relationship while she was in Savannah. And so then she moved to South Carolina because the Lord told her the weekend of her mom, my great aunt's birthday, that she needed to move back to South Carolina. So they had this dinner on Hilton Head Island for her 80th birthday, and it was beautiful. And that same weekend, my cousin, I'll call her Adeline. So Adeline was told by the Lord to move to South Carolina to be with her mom. And she had no intention of returning to South Carolina because she had been in California all of these years, and she retired from the Navy and everything. So once she made the decision to go ahead and go with what the Lord wanted her to do, she started going back and forth to South Carolina to find a house in the same city to be with her mom. And lo and behold, when she got there, the house right next door to her mom, it was for sale. And Adeline purchased the house free and clear. She purchased the house so she could live next door to her mom. And during that time, don't get me wrong, Aunt Sarah was up, moving around, could drive and everything else, honey, like nobody's business. And then 6 months into that, she started showing signs of advanced dementia. Okay. And very quickly, her health declined. And so then Adeline had to move in a nurse to be with her at all times. And she needed full time care. And she had some other health issues going on. And then she had incidents where she would get out of the house in the middle of the night because she had sundowners. So, it was a lot. But the primary caregiver and responsible party for Aunt Sarah, it was Adeline, even though they have multiple siblings, but she was the one. I think I mentioned that to you, that every family has what I call air quotation the one, and they're responsible always for taking care of everything when it comes to the parents and hard decisions in the family. But anyway, all of that was on her, even when mom got sick. I called Adeline and told her, like, this is going on. That same day she got on the plane and she flew to Memphis. Even though Aunt Sarah is home and she requires 24-hour care, but she let the nurses know, like, I have to go to Memphis. Like, this has to be taken care of. But even when she was there, even though she's sitting vigil bedside with my mom and praying the entire time, she was just praying, ministering to her and everything, and just spending time with her. She said later on when we talked about it, it was a break for her. Can you believe that? It was a break for her because so much was on her. But anyway, let's get to the point of it. And so she came back, 2 or 3 years go by, and it is that September that September, October before COVID, she made the very hard decision to go ahead and put her in a facility that she realized it was beyond what she could do. It was too much for her. Mind you, she's paying for the private duty nurses. She has taken them completely out of their agencies and she's directly paying them their salary because she realized they weren't paying them right. So she took them out of the agency and she was paying them direct so they could get all the money, right? And these nurses are coming in and out. And when she made that decision, I talked with her about it. I talked with her about it. And because during all of this, she had a time with breast cancer too. She had been diagnosed with breast cancer and she had to go through that process, but she's still taking care of Aunt Sarah. And I remember being on the phone with her and she was so upset and she was crying. And I was listening to her and praying at the same time, but I could feel her heart. I could feel it. I could feel her heart. And she made the decision, but the way they did it, and I talked her through it, I said, "Go over there, talk with the director, and let them know that you need to change and turn her room into her room at her house. All her fixtures, all of her blankets, everything that they allowed her to take in there to turn it into her home, so it wouldn't be too upsetting for her." And they did allow it. And so she went ahead and moved her into a facility. And COVID came, and that March she transitioned. But it was hard. It was very hard. But during that time, don't get me wrong now, them siblings was coming in and out of there like sharks. You never knew. You never knew when one of the 13 were gonna show up. You just never knew. Everybody was on their toes because they knew one of them jokers gonna come in there at any time, right? And if you ain't doing what you supposed to be doing between the 13, the nieces and nephews, it's gonna be a problem. And she was very well taken care of. So why am I telling you this testimony about my cousin and my great aunt? It's because when we come to points like this, God knows the decision has to be made. And that's why he rested in your heart. I had to tell Edelyn this. Once you get to this point, it's not even what the doctor said, the nurses said, a community agency said. It's already resting in your heart, and we kind of avoid it, right? We avoid it with everything in us. And then it comes to the surface, and we're face to face with it. And it is that moment of disappointment, frustration, concern, even a tinge of fear, and it really hit hard. It's painful. And so we kind of stay in that place until it's time, until we get to the point we're able to do it, right? And God will send you people who are able to support you and be with you in that time when you have to make that decision. And they're able to hear your feelings. They're able to hear and feel your heart and understand how tremendously hard this is for you, but understanding as well that God is with you. I would never tell you that God never give you more than you can bear. That's not scriptural. Okay. So he's with you through this. It's not ever intended for you to bear it alone. It's 100% because he's with you in this. He loves you. He loves your father. You see, he loves your family. He cares about you. And like a father, because he is God the Father, he cares about your feelings. He wants to make sure you're okay. Right. And so he protects you. He protects you. And he sends people to minister to you and encourage you. He has his Holy Spirit there with you and in you to give you the comfort and peace you need right now. So I'm asking you, who's your person? Something else I thought about while I was praying is that this was, over the weekend I was praying for you, and it came to me that I don't want you to feel like it should, address this feeling or thought if it comes up that feeling like, well, if I had this person or that person, or some women will be like, if I had a husband, then it would be this, then I have this person. That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. When I had to make the decision to do hospice for my mom, 100%, I was by myself. Even though he was physically there with me, he was ill equipped to be present for me. He was ill equipped to pray for me. He was ill equipped to listen to me. He was ill equipped to hear and feel my heart. He just went into himself, right? So, and understand, I've known a lot of women I've spoken with after dealing with my mom. We've had real conversations. They went through the same thing. They were married, but they went when it really the rubber hit the road. A lot of women go through the same thing. And so they end up finding other people they have to go through the process who are able to be present and supportive with them. Right. So I don't want you to feel like if I had this, if I had that, or consider that, that's not something the Lord wants you to factor. The people who are supposed to be there for you, He's going to use to help you during this time. They're present. They're present with you, and communicate, what you need from them. And the Lord will grace them, or has graced them, to be able to fulfill those roles for you. I don't even, let me get this off my screen. I'm having, Ruby, don't even look at the screen right now. I don't even know. I shouldn't even put this man picture. I should have thought about this. I just went into talking. I am sorry. Let me put something else on here instead of that man face. Uh-uh. Hold on, Ruby. Let me get this off of here. Hold on, Ruby. I don't like that. I don't even want to see him on my screen at all. And especially when I'm having this conversation with you. I do apologize about that. Just put the phone down until this part of the video. I'm sorry. Anyway, and so with that said, I want you to keep that in mind, and know that He is with you. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. And this is not for you to bear alone, or bear at all, to be honest with you. This is a time that you should be resting. Literally, you need to be hiding under the shadow of His wing right now. Now, you got there windmilling by yourself. This isn't that type of situation. And sometimes we misinterpret things. And that's because we just don't know, and people around us, they mean well, but that's not the model God has for situations like this. He knows that sadness and stress are part of the human experience, and He has a solution for them. It's not just nice anecdotes, or, little quips or sayings. It's really His presence, and encouraging you to get to know and experience a different dimension of God's power, His might, and His love during this time that you've never witnessed or experienced before. And you will do so now. Okay. This video will be a standalone video, and it will be titled My Letter to Ruby. And so, with that said, I love you, and I am concerned about you. I will continue to pray for you, honey. But I just wanted to stop by and encourage you real quick and share that testimony as well. God bless you, Ruby. Take care, honey. Bye.